Fans will always have a soft spot for The Andy Griffith Show, an American television classic. Its charming depiction of life in Mayberry, North Carolina, a tiny village, has touched the hearts of many over the years. From its first run from 1960 to 1968, the program continues to be enjoyed and relevant now because to its basic, clean comedy and approachable characters. But hidden under the surface of this apparently innocent program were mysteries that revealed a fascinating world behind the scenes and a dynamic ensemble. Andy Griffith's path was intrinsically related to the show's popularity. Audiences related to his depiction of the wise and humorous widower Sheriff Andy Taylor, who raised his son Opie with kindness and generosity. The characters were believable, and the audience could relate to them on a profound level because of their actions and words. There was purpose to this. In 1960, when the show first aired, America was undergoing a period of tremendous social upheaval. As the country faced challenges related to civil rights, cultural changes, and the emergence of a new generation, viewers could find solace in The Andy Griffith Show, which transported them to a world where generosity, simplicity, and camaraderie were the norm. This wistfulness was deliberate. The program, which took place in the 1960s but had an enduring allure, brought viewers back to a simpler period, thanks to creator Andy Griffith's fond recollections of his own boyhood in Mount Airy, North Carolina, where he was born and raised. There could be no denying the show's influence. It was a top-rated program throughout its run, and in its last season it even topped Seinfeld and the legendary I Love Lucy. The show tackled societal concerns through the relatable lens of Mayberry life, and both critics and audiences lauded its charming characters, uplifting plots, and mild comedy. The show's success was due to the fact that it provided an enjoyable diversion from real-life problems while still being funny and touching. Despite its endearing veneer, the show's success went beyond that. An important component of the show's contagious intensity was the off-screen dynamics of the performers. Don Knotts, who played the likable but clumsy Deputy Barney Fife, and Andy Griffith had terrific on-screen and off-screen chemistry. Their friendship, fostered by their light-hearted conversation and practical jokes, was the source of the show's endearing comedy. Their dynamic demonstrated the value of friendship and the delight of shared laughing, and it entertained the cast and audience alike. Actors who portrayed these parts gained fame as a result of the show's popularity. The part of Barney Fife, played by the legendary Don Knotts, cemented Knotts' status as a cherished television classic, as Knotts earned 4 Emmy Awards for his performance. But rumors and mystery continued when he left the program in 1965. He turned down lucrative film opportunities, according to some supporters, while others think he was looking for more creative challenges or a bigger paycheck. Whatever the case may be, his absence created a hole that was eventually filled by Jack Burns, who added his own unique style to the part. In addition to the sheriff and his deputies, The Andy Griffith Show had a cast of unforgettable characters who brought their own special brand of Mayberry charm. As the charming and curious Opie Taylor, Ron Howard showed audiences the ups and downs of growing up as a single father. Andy Griffith was able to demonstrate his parenting abilities via his character, which gave viewers a realistic view of parenthood and the relationship between a dad and his kid. Aunt Bee, played by Frances Bavier, was a delightful and somewhat domineering character who added fun and warmth to the program, while occasionally worrying her nephew with her ill-advised amorous adventures. Even the spin-offs of the program were popular with viewers. The Mayberry series went on with Gomer Pyle, USMC, and Mayberry RFD, adding new characters and tales while keeping the show's characteristic charm and comedy. Viewers were given a greater opportunity to delve into the lives and personalities of the adored Mayberry characters with these spin-offs, which allowed them to go beyond the limitations of the original series. The show's enduring popularity was evident even in 1986, when a reunion telemovie called Return to Mayberry was made. Individual stars from The Andy Griffith Show took home prizes, but the show as a whole didn't do well. The 6 Emmys shared by Don Knotts and Frances Bavier are recognition of both their individual brilliance and the show's lasting impact. The lasting popularity of The Andy Griffith Show is, in the end, a result of the show's brilliant storyline and outstanding acting. Viewers grew to love the characters, warts and all, because they provided a welcome diversion from the real world's complexity, while also serving as gentle reminders of the value of friendship, community, and the little things in life. The show's enduring popularity is proof that a charming plot, likable protagonists, plus a little magic behind the scenes can make for a beloved classic. Delving into the ins and outs of a television classic, The Andy Griffith Show has captivated viewers for decades with its charming depiction of life in the picture-perfect North Carolina village of Mayberry. But concealed underneath this flawless veneer are a plethora of interesting tales and mysteries, unveiling a vibrant ensemble, a fascinating world behind the scenes, and a legacy that has lasting impact. The wonderful chemistry and natural warmth of the show's superb actors were the cornerstones of its success. Andy Griffith personified Mayberry with his depiction of Sheriff Andy Taylor, who was both sage and kind. Viewers were moved by his kindness, his sincere concern for his neighborhood, and his unique combination of comedy and wisdom in dealing with life. Don Knotts was the show's comic anchor as the charmingly inept but loving Deputy Barney Fife. Everyone admired him for his charmingly awkward antics, his incessant battle to keep order despite his many mistakes, and his steadfast devotion to Andy. Their relationship was both hilarious and touching since it was based on a real friendship they had off-screen. The Fishing Hole, the show's famous theme tune, is only one more lovely aspect of the program. Most people think of the upbeat whistled tune when they hear it, but Everett Sloane really wrote the words. The makers of the program, however, came to the conclusion that the whistling tune better reflected the carefree spirit of Mayberry. The theme music, sung by the legendary whistling duo Earl Hagen and Herbert Spencer, has come to represent the show's amiable nature. An endearing truth is revealed in the show's opening credits, which feature a youthful Ron Howard as Opie walking with Andy near a lake. There was an illusion in the moment when Opie seems to toss a pebble into the water. Howard was instructed to toss a stone by the crew, but he failed miserably every time. The ideal opening sequence image was achieved when assistant director Bruce Bilson had a prop guy toss a stone at the same time to generate the necessary splash. This hilarious behind-the-scenes tale is the perfect complement to the show's iconic opening sequence. The relationship that existed between Griffith and Knotts was the real foundation of their on-screen chemistry. Despite just having a one-episode deal, Don Knotts' comic timing and chemistry with Griffith won over the producers. The depth of their on-screen and off-screen friendship was highlighted when his one-year deal developed into a 5-year commitment. Another intriguing detail is that the moniker Ange that Barney used for Andy on a regular basis wasn't just a humorous phrase. It was serious business. A combination of Andy Griffith's first and surname names was exactly what Don Knotts used to come up with the moniker. The moniker stuck, becoming an integral element of their on-screen chemistry and lending an extra layer of warmth to their already charming partnership. The show's early episodes made fun of the Southern tradition of tight-knit communities by depicting Barney and Andy as relatives. The authors, however, decided to forego this history because they found that the characters' lasting relationship, which had its origins in their common upbringing, was more universal and relevant. The fact that Don Knotts has left the show is one of the most shocking pieces of information that has come to light about its production. Don Knotts had already signed a 3-year deal with Universal Studios when Andy Griffith chose to continue hosting The Andy Griffith Show after 5 years. The choice to terminate their on-screen connection was disappointing for fans and performers alike, but he couldn't break his commitment to stay on the program. The backstory of the show's supporting actors is just as interesting. Both her life on and off-screen as Aunt Bee was extraordinary for Frances Bavier. She came from a privileged New York background and went to NYU and the American Academy of Dramatic Arts before settling in Hollywood. Despite her reputation for playing Aunt Bee with warmth, Bavier was apparently less outgoing than Andy Griffith and didn't think his jokes were humorous. She bought a house in Siler City, North Carolina when she left Hollywood in 1972, seeking refuge from the hectic pace of Hollywood life in the picturesque state. Playing Mayberry days in Andy Griffith's birthplace of Mount Airy, the inspiration for Mayberry, also gave Betty Lynn, who portrayed Thelma Lou, a newfound appreciation for North Carolina. She made the decision to permanently relocate to North Carolina after a burglary at her Los Angeles home. She hoped to find a calm sanctuary there and establish a genuine connection with the Mayberry spirit. Aside from that, there are further intriguing details about the show's production. The show's creator, Sheldon Leonard, had second thoughts about calling it after the famous actor and originally wanted to name it Mayberry. Andy Griffith claims that before changing its name to Mayberry, the community was known as Mount Pilot. Both the show's past and the town's distinct character are enhanced by these specifics, showcasing the familial tie that went beyond the screen. Even Barbara, Andy Griffith's off-screen wife, had a tiny cameo in Barney and the Choir on The Andy Griffith Show. Frances Bavier, better known to audiences as Aunt Bee, also showed her acting range and flexibility in the premiere episode by playing a local widow called Mrs. Henrietta Perkins. There are some enigmatic individuals in the show, which makes it more intriguing. Even in the spin-offs, nobody knows who portrayed the part of Mr. Schwump, a mysterious silent character who shows up in 26 episodes. Nicodemus Dressed Neil, another mysterious character who pops up throughout the show, is just as baffling. We never learn who he really is or what he does for a living in Mayberry. Despite the show's mostly white cast, The Andy Griffith Show has one notable black actor, Rockne Tarkington, who makes an appearance in Season 7's Opie's Piano Lessons. This makes him the only African-American character with dialogue on the sitcom, demonstrating a microcosm of the show's larger effort to reflect the societal norms of its time through inclusion. Even though he only had a small role in 5 episodes, Rance Howard was a regular set visitor for Ron Howard. He added another degree of family connection to the program in a memorable role as the governor's driver in a black Cadillac. The ensemble of The Andy Griffith Show had a great time working together off-camera, which matched the friendly vibe they gave to the show. The significance of community, friendliness, and simple delights, as well as the show's capacity to portray small-town America, are evident in its lasting popularity. But why did Mayberry stand out from the crowd? The show's fictitious town, which was based on Andy Griffith's North Carolina birthplace of Mount Airy, has become a symbol of a romanticized and idealized view of American life. Life here goes at a slower pace, people know and care about each other, and issues are resolved with empathy and compassion. Mayberry has become an icon of a bygone era, a place of tight-knit communities and abundant hospitality. Despite taking place in the 1960s, The Andy Griffith Show has an air of classic cool. The show's capacity to touch viewers' hearts, make them laugh and weep, and emphasize the value of community and human connection is evident in its lasting popularity. Despite the complexity of contemporary life, the show's lasting impact serves as a welcome diversion and a reminder of the importance of friendship, comedy, and the basic pleasures of communal living. The endearing characters, cozy setting, and evergreen ethos of community in Mayberry have left an indelible impression on viewers, proving that The Andy Griffith Show was magical from the start. Andy Griffith, the iconic star of The Andy Griffith Show, was a multi-talented artist who had an everlasting impression on American popular culture via his work in music, Mayberry, and beyond. His meteoric rise from a music-loving youth to a beloved TV star exemplifies his adaptability, perseverance, and timeless charisma. His passion for music grew from a young age. As a child in North Carolina, Griffith was heavily involved in school productions and fully realized his musical potential. He also acquired a deep love for acting. He earned a bachelor's degree in music from the University of North Carolina in 1949. Thanks to his passion of music. His unwavering commitment to his musical endeavors was on full display when he served as president of the Phi Mu Alpha Sinfonia chapter at UNC. After finishing college, Griffith dedicated himself to passing on his love of music and theater to the students at Goldsboro High School in North Carolina. His hard work paying off in 1958, when he made his Broadway debut in Destry Rides Again and received a Tony nomination for his performance. He also won the renowned Theatre World Award. In Elia Kazan's 1957 film A Face in the Crowd, he played the role of a jailbird and amateur singer, showcasing his musical ability. The Andy Griffith Show, nevertheless, was the show that really made him famous. The program showcased Griffith's acting and singing abilities and ran from 1960 until 1968. He enchanted audiences as the good-hearted sheriff of North Carolina's picturesque Mayberry Andy Taylor. Generations were won over by the show's endearing depiction of small-town life and its uncomplicated charm, which made it a treasured mainstay of American television. Griffith sang in a number of episodes and even recorded the theme song, The Fishing Hole. What he failed to record, however, was the show's distinctive whistling introduction, which would come to define it even more. Beyond his acting profession, Griffith's love for music had no bounds. After releasing CDs of country and gospel music in 1998, he talked openly about the role music had in his life and career. "I love to tell the story. 25 timeless hymns, his 1,996 CD, cemented his position in the music industry with a Grammy Award for Best Southern Gospel, Country Gospel, or Bluegrass Gospel CD. Additional recognition for his musical achievements came in 1999, when he was inducted into the Country Gospel Music Hall of Fame, and in 2007, when he was inducted into the Christian Music Hall of Fame and Museum. The music video for Brad Paisley's song Waiting on a Woman, which won the Country Music Association's Video of the Year award, was a collaboration he had even 4 years before he passed away. Fans were captivated by Griffith and Don Knotts' romance, whether it was on or off screen. Their bond went beyond the set, and it showed in their unmistakable on-screen connection. Beginning in the 1950s on Broadway, their friendship would go on to become television history thanks to Don Knotts, who, upon learning about Andy Griffith's new TV pilot, proposed that the sheriff could use a deputy. The Andy Griffith Show became an enduring study of friendship because to their hilarious chemistry as Sheriff Andy Taylor and Deputy Barney Fife. Their contrasting but complementary personalities demonstrated the everlasting significance of friendship and the delight of laughing together. Until Knotts' death in 2006, they were close friends. But there was more nuance to Griffith's connection with Frances Bavier, who portrayed Aunt Bee. Their on-screen chemistry was warm and loving, but their real-life dynamic was often tense. Griffith was more extroverted and laid back, while Bavier was more distant and unyielding. Their personalities clashed. Bavier apologized to Griffith for their troubled relationship and admitted that she had been the one to blame for Griffith's actions in her last days. This provides further evidence that Bavier had second thoughts regarding her encounters with some people while the program was shooting. As a New York actor, she often felt unappreciated for her theatrical abilities, and she had mixed feelings about her position. In spite of her misgivings, she was the only original cast member to return for 2 more seasons of the Mayberry RFD spin-off. A classic that will never go out of style, The Andy Griffith Show exemplifies the transformative power of engaging narrative, likable protagonists, and a charming portrayal of life in a small town. It has won over audiences of all ages by offering a welcome diversion from life's stresses and a gentle reminder of the value of friendship, community, and the little things. The enduring impact of the program is a tribute to Andy Griffith's ability, his charming personality, and the enchantment of Mayberry. In the space below, please share your thoughts on Andy Griffith's trip. If you like this video and would want to see more content like this, please subscribe to our channel. Our next video will be out soon.